Hello, everybody. Welcome to this bonus episode on the Across the Bifrost feed. We are back to do a review of the Royal Rumble. Myself, Jason Luck, and Josh Patterson, all back from our preview predictions episode, which I hope you checked out. It was a lot of fun. We made our picks, and Josh, needless to say, our picks went out the window real freaking fast because a possible like 35 to 40 points. The top point getter was 11. So we didn't do so hot with the points. But Josh, what were kind of like your first impressions of the Royal Rumble as a show before we get into the nitty gritty?
Yeah, super fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, I always enjoy the Rumble. I just think a Royal Rumble is a fun match type. So I thought they did a good job with it. The women's one, we'll get into it, but it was great, but I had some disappointments there. The tag match was fun for what it was. The ladder match fucking burned the house down. And the men's rumble, none of us called it. I don't think anyone really saw it coming. So It was fun. I enjoyed not knowing what was going to happen.
I couldn't agree with you more, and I feel like anybody on the internet that was like, oh yeah, I knew who was gonna win the men's rumble, and I knew it was gonna be Jey Uso, and be like, okay, that you're a fucking liar. But okay, Jason, we were texting halfway through the show live. Josh didn't get to watch it live. He was watching dogs become wedded couples.
Dog wedding.
Dog wedding, of course, obviously.
Story.
What most people, do on their Saturday nights. Jason and I were texting back and forth right before the men's rumble kicked off. And Jason, can you kind of just tell people like at that point in the show, you definitely had one feeling about how things were going. And then after the men's rumble, you had a different feeling about how it concluded. I would just love for you to kick off with how that went.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, the men's rumble the entire show was predictable. It was going kind of like we all thought it was going to go. The women's rumble, the tag match. I mean, you might have thought somebody different was going to win, but you kind of got the steps as you thought you would get them. The men's rumble, I was happy with. I was very interested in. I mean, I still enjoyed it, but it was going predictable until Braun speared the YouTube guy, and then I was
that was so fucking awesome,
dude. He fucked that guy up, and I loved it.
Yes, I was like, I am 1,000% in on this. I don't care who wins now. That was my moment of the whole show. It was, but I loved the ending of the men's rumble just because it was not predictable, which I've kind of slapped Triple H on the wrist for here the last 6 to 9 months of just everything's gone really the way you think it would go. So I like to be surprised, man. I don't want to know everything. I don't want to be the 6, 7, 8 show prediction champ in a row, but it's just the way WWE life is,
I don't want to be, but it is a cross I bear.
It is my burden.
It is my burden. Oh, fuck off.
Here I stand. I can do nothing else, or whatever.
I can do nothing else. Oh my God. So, it was. I agreed with Jason. But here's the thing: when Jason and I are texting back and forth, and there's no Josh as the third man in the ring, I feel that I am thrust into the role of devil's advocate. So I'm defending the women's rumble, which we'll get in there. There was a lot I actually enjoyed in the women's rumble. The tag match was fine. It was fodder on a 4-match card. Like, it was a 4-match Royal Rumble card, which is crazy to see a 4-match WWE pay-per-view essentially. The ladder match, I mean, the last 2 big spots in the ladder match were cringe-inducing. Like, how in the world did those men, how did they not actually just get carted out in an ambulance? It was nuts. And of course, the men's rumble was a buffet of so many cool things. So we'll probably spend most of our time there. But guys, let's dig into these matches as they occurred. They kind of occurred in the order that we thought they would as well. So we kicked off with the Women's Royal Rumble match for the right to go face either Rhea Ripley or Tiffany Stratton, as things currently sit at WrestleMania 41. This match went a little over an hour and 10 minutes. And we started off with, I mean, we won't go, entrant by entrant, but we started off with a really cool visual of Io Sky and Liv Morgan, two former women's world champions, in the ring together. And then immediately Roxanne Perez comes out, and Roxanne Perez from NXT would actually factor into the match way later on. Each of these three women went for an hour plus in this match, and they were in the last, 10 people to be eliminated. Roxanne really was the first of the NXT group that was entered into this match. A lot of those women had really good showings in this match. But Jason, I'll throw it to you. Kind of like, was there anything about the start, the beginning of this match, how it kicked off, that you found intriguing, interesting, anything like that? Even though, I know what you said, that it was kind of a predictable road to get there. But were there any bright spots along the way?
Well, the finish was predictable, but how we got there wasn't. They told a lot of good little stories in between. And now you dismiss that whoever wins this match could face Rhea or Tiffy. They could also pick Julia.
That is true. Charlotte did reference that on Raw.
Charlotte picked the NXT champ Rhea way back.
Very true.
But there were some really good spots in there. Jordan Grace and Naomi recreated the spot they made last year, kind of throwback to the TNA days. Jordan Grace is on the roster full time now.
Bianca
Chelsea
wasn't
Green,
having it, Jason.
Bianca was not happy with it, which could be the start of a little spin-off story for her and Naomi that could factor into the Jade Cargill stuff. I was surprised Jade Cargill didn't make a return. She was one of my picks to be, I think, the most eliminations.
Right.
So with her not being there, I lost points. But you never know.
We all did.
I think leading into that women's rumble, they only had about 10 ladies announced out of the 30. So we really didn't.
Yeah.
They did a real poor job, as great as they did of building up the men's rumble. They did a really poor job of pre-building the women's rumble. It was just kind of there.
Yeah. I think that's a very fair criticism.
It suffered.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace was a star. The DVD on Piper Niven, lifting up Nia Jax. There were just so many. I mean, they call her the muscle hamster, and she has earned that. She's a powerhouse. So
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, me neither.
It
sounds like a hamster. It sounds like a sex thing.
I'm glad Josh said it.
If you're into really, really built women.
Muscle hamster. I can't wait for that shirt to get taken.
Well, I saw a picture of her with like Cody, I guess many years ago, and then now, and she was like unrecognizable. Because in the first picture, she had like dark hair, and I think the blonde really, and the bangs.
Yeah, the bangs were very different.
Yeah, and she's always been a strong girl, but she's gone full on. She's married to Jonathan Gresham, if you know who that is.
Oh yeah,
he's a 2% body fat male wrestler.
He's jacked up.
Okay,
and yeah, she's leaned that way. So, she's really changed her body over the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, her shoulders are like very broad.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it makes sense that, like Jason was saying, she was able to pull off all those power, really those those spots where it's like, oh, this is what you can expect from Jordan Grace wherever she ends up. Because currently she's unaffiliated. She's kind of like out there in the ether. I predict she'll probably have a stop in NXT before the main roster.
They teased a spot with her and Julia.
Yep.
Kind of, yep. So I'm guessing she might go down there and be the contender for Julia. Because outside of Stephanie Vaquer, they have some unfinished stuff. But
yeah,
I could see her being maybe even the Mania weekend. What's that? Stand and Deliver.
Stand and Deliver. Yep.
So we'll see. I expect to see her in NXT.
That yeah, and we got a cool. Speaking of Julia, we got later on in the match we got a cool standoff between her and Io. That was kind of cool. They exchanged a little
Mhm.
bit. Josh, was what was like a highlight or a moment that really stuck out to you in this Rumble? And please don't take mine.
But I wore the t-shirt to the recording.
Okay, fine. I co-sign what Josh is about to say.
Alexa Bliss returns.
Hell fucking yeah, she did.
Did you hear that version of her? That's not her. That's the Jeff Bezos version. Uh,
Oh
Fuck
God.
off. But yeah, she got excited when I said her name. But yeah, she's back. And she had a super cool jacket with a tribute to Bray
Yeah.
Wyatt. I think she got maybe the biggest pop of the night.
I
Um,
I think that's incredibly fair to say because I can't
yeah,
think of a guy in the men's rumble that got a bigger pop.
no. So
Um, yeah, Nikki definitely did not get a bigger pop.
no, that was a low light for me. That was so disappointing.
We'll get to the Nikki Bella of it all because we have to get to the we didn't get the Becky Lynch of it all. But what about Alexa coming back excited you? And then I'll just piggyback off what your answer is.
Yeah, I don't know. I had always been a fan. And I guess what it's been since January 2023 that since
Yeah,
she's been in a match in WWE, and there was, a lot of rumors of, is she going to come back? Is she not? Is she done wrestling forever? Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's always fun to see, a person that you have always enjoyed come back. And it was funny because uh, Noelle was leaving when I was watching the Royal Rumble, and she was like, which one of those little blonde girls do you like? Is it Liv Morgan or Alexa Bliss? And I was like, oh, well, like actually Alexa hasn't been on TV in, many years. So that is Liv Morgan, blah, 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 whatever.
and you were like,
And
I
she
have a
came,
type.
and then she came home and I was like, Alexa Bliss is back.
Oh, that's great. So she didn't even see the reference that she was making. That's great.
Yeah.
I had just to piggyback off the Alexa Bliss thing. I I mean my wife can attest to this. Like it actually you guys have both met my wife. So at one point, like I loved watching Alexa Bliss, do promos, wrestle, all that kind of stuff. Is she the best at those things? I mean, that's up for debate, but I enjoy her and I enjoyed the stuff she did with Bray. Because big Bray Wyatt guy. But when she came out, I legitimately didn't expect it because I was so focused on the potential for Becky to come back that Alexa had kind of faded in my mindset. So when she came out at 21, I fucking lost my mind. It was awesome. And I think I already told Josh this story, but my sister-in-law has been living with us for the past year plus, and she's getting into wrestling. Like she's part of the Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair era. So like even the Four Horsewomen, like she's not familiar with them. And I would consider Alexa in the Four Horsewomen era of WWE. Um,
Yeah.
so so when she comes out, I'm like losing my mind. I'm so excited. And Kim is like, "Oh, it's her. It's it's your favorite." Like she's excited for my excitement. And then my sister-in-law says something to the effect of like, "Oh, she looks like a knockoff version of Liv." And I was like, "Don't finish that sentence." Please don't finish that sentence. And I may have been a little too mean about it because I was so amped up and excited. But that's so Josh is showing off one of the Funko Pops of Alexa. That is so cool. God. Um, but yeah, I was ecstatic. I'm really excited to see where she gets entered, like where she gets placed in the women's kind of landscape, or if maybe it I doubt it's a one spot, appearance. But I was really excited about that. Jason, do you want to take us towards maybe the end of the match? What were some of your favorite parts towards the end?
I mean, like I think we kind of hinted at it when Nikki Bella was, what was she, 29
She was 30.
or 28? She was 30. Okay. Yeah, like the air kind of came out of the building. I think everybody was waiting on Becky. I don't think
Absolutely.
she received, I don't think that was just her not getting a reaction, I think everybody thought it was going to be Becky.
Yeah.
So at that point, you kind of let all the air out of the balloon, and it just
Yeah.
that seemed to bring the entire that brought the crowd down. And then as you got down to the last three it was Charlotte, it was Roxanne Perez, and was it
And
Nia Jax?
and Nia was
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Um, in my head, I was like, okay, here we go. Let's Roxanne Perez has been in NXT forever.
yeah.
They've kind of had her build as the next thing. Throw her out there. Let's see if it sticks. And I,
Yeah.
Knowing the whole show, it would have kind of taken the idea from what they did later. So I get it. But once it was her and Charlotte, I'm one of those people that feels like, Charlotte again.
Yeah.
Same.
So that was pretty deflating.
I mean, I got 1 point in our predictions game over it, so whatever. uh, so one quick thing to build off that, Jason. I also, like I said out loud, I was like, oh my gosh, I know it's going to be Charlotte, but what if Roxanne? And I found myself saying that later on in the show, being like, oh, it'll be. Here's the thing, I'm not mad about Cena. Like, if Cena would have won, I would not have been mad. Mad. It's fucking pro wrestling. But like, I would have been like, oh, I said it later on in the show. I was like, oh, it'll be John, but what if Jay? And I had said that earlier on in the show, it'll be Charlotte, but what if Roxanne? I thought they made Roxanne look like a just absolute star in this match. They put her up against all of the future matches that you kind of want to see her in. And with the Nikki Bella thing, like, I almost felt bad for Nikki because if you'd have put her in the middle of this Rumble,
Yeah.
I think she would have actually gotten a positive response because she's been gone for so long. Like, she's been removed from this for a while. And whether you're a Nikki Bella fan or not, like, with Total Divas and her sister, like, they did bring more eyeballs to this company. So I think putting her at 30 really, like, it it really fucked up her kind of what could have been a cool return by putting her in the last unannounced spot. And like, yeah, WWE didn't guarantee us Becky Lynch. And it's our fault for building up an expectation for something they did not promise. But to put Nikki in that spot almost feels unfair. So like, maybe like rather, I mean, I'm just, obviously it's done and dusted. It's over. I would have almost rather have seen like Nia Jax get put in that spot because Nia can actually use the heat.
Or Jake Paul.
Or any other woman currently on the roster. You could have just flip-flopped her spot with anybody else in the last 5. It wouldn't have mattered.
Put her, honestly, here's an idea. Flip her with Nia Jax or flip her with Raquel Rodriguez. Like, Raquel needs heat like crazy. To continue building her as like the heater for Liv. But anyway, it doesn't matter at this point. I just thought maybe it put Nikki in a really shitty position to go out for 30. And I don't really think that's fair for her because I mean she, whether you like it or not, she is a Hall of Famer. She's a former women's champion. Like, she's not like, you're not just bringing back like a celebrity in this spot. And I felt like maybe you could have made her look better and maybe put her in a position where she does have spots, against Julia or a Liv Morgan, like matches you haven't seen and maybe you want to see down the road. Jason, any final thoughts on the Women's Rumble? And then I'll throw to you, Josh, for the final thoughts. And maybe stuff that happened on Raw applies to your final thoughts here.
No, well, okay. I think I've said everything I want to say about the Rumble.
Yeah.
But the promo when Charlotte come out and cut it last night, they want to make Charlotte a face so bad, but the fans aren't buying that. They don't want it. They really poo-pooed all over her promo.
Well, she sounded like an off-brand John Cena.
Yeah. Yes, and then besides that, when you send Rhea out there with her, who is super over, you're gonna get her heel heat. And then when you have what Rhea said to her, if you don't challenge me, you're a coward. And if she doesn't end up choosing Rhea, you make her look bad as well. Like, I don't think that's the way they should have gone with that. but that's my opinion. I'm not a
Yeah.
booker.
Josh, do you have any final thoughts on Charlotte's win, and some of the fallout of the Women's Rumble?
I mean, I don't know. I just, will echo Jason. I thought, when she won, I was like, oh, cool, Charlotte won. Wonderful. Um,
Yeah,
like I didn't care. Like I wasn't excited about that. It's like whatever. But I did think it was cool. I appreciated how much of a star they made Roxanne look like. She was fun to watch the whole time. I mean, I think a
yeah.
whole bunch of the NXT women had
Lash
a really
Legend looked
great
great.
showing. Yeah.
Um,
Steph
Stephanie Vaquer.
was yeah, Vakur, she was awesome. It was fun to see Julia. Um, so I don't know.
They're
I think
loaded down there in NXT.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were texting about that. I think the women's NXT roster is stacked. And
Your
so
girl
that's a
Lola Vice didn't get in there.
yeah, right.
Who's the
Sol Ruka.
Sol Ruka? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
didn't get in. That's okay. I was waiting for it, but it's
Uh,
all good.
yeah,
She's
Women's
still working her
Rumble.
way up.
Yeah, it was what it was. Just real quick, we'll move through the tag team match. It was DIY retaining their titles against the Motor City Machine Guns in a two out of three falls match. They won the match 2-1 falls. This went 14 minutes and it ended with a bit of a distraction run in by the Street Profits. They beat up both teams really. They beat up the Machine Guns, and then after the match they beat up DIY, obviously from some recent stuff they've been doing with them. Jason, any hot takes from this match? And then we'll speed round this one, I guess.
I loved the false tag spot for the first pinfall
Yeah,
where
it
Mhm.
was good.
Gargano faked getting a hot tag from Ciampa. That was really impressive. But to me, if you're going to do a 2 out of 3 falls match and the whole thing goes 14 minutes, just have a regular tag match and let it go 14 minutes. Like if you
Yeah,
want that match to be a heater on the card because all your other single stars you could put in matches are needed in the Rumble, let them go out there and shine. You don't do anybody a favor by, each team taking 1/2 pinfalls. And then the announcers had to basically tell you the story of why the Street Profits did what they did because
it's been for
that
a
story is
while.
so old and not
Yeah.
been yeah, and it hasn't been they haven't kind of recapped it. So it was a surprise, but it didn't make a lot of sense as to why they cost the Motor City Machine Guns and then went after DIY. Well, they put us out, but we want to be the ones to take the belts off of them. If the announcers have to tell you that story word for word, it loses something.
Especially when I agree, Jason, especially when they've been doing work with Los Garzas and or with Legado de Fantasma and Pretty Deadly. Like those two tag teams have actually been involved with DIY and Motor City Machine Guns recently. So to have the Street Profits re-interjected into the story, it felt kind of like, oh right. And you never want that to be like, if you're trying to do a surprise run in, you don't want it to be like, oh yeah, didn't that happen like 2 months ago? Or something like, it feels
Yep.
like 2 months ago. I just think Motor City Machine Guns, like they look good, especially for this stage of their career. And I think, these all four of these guys can go. That is not the problem. But I do agree with Jason, like a 14-minute 2 out of 3 falls match. Yeah, we could have just done one fall, but again, everything on this card had a gimmick to it, which is kind of interesting for the new and improved WWE. It usually feels like we just get singles match, singles match, singles match. I was happy to see the tag titles on this card. Even if the match didn't maybe deliver in all the ways, you would hope and dream. Josh, what do you think of the 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag titles?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. Like, likewise, I thought it was fine. I think I was texting you, Ryan. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make breakfast now. The tag matches are on. So like when it actually started, I like found myself like this would be fine, but like I don't, whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer, but I mean, it was good. It was entertaining. I enjoyed watching it while I ate my breakfast afterwards, after I made it. And like I don't know, the Street Profits thing was weird. I agree with you guys, but I hope they actually like do something with it because I feel like the
Yeah.
street like I like the Street Profits. I think what is it, Montez Ford?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he is so fucking insanely athletic and so entertaining. Like
Yeah,
watching him sell, I don't care what move it is, watching him sell anything is
yeah,
wonderful. So
yeah.
like I hope they actually, I don't know, let the Street Profits win some tag titles for a little bit because I feel like they're normally just kind of thrown in there and nothing really happens and then they fuck off for a little bit. So um
They used to be a hot property. But I
yeah, I
feel
mean,
like they fell the way of, and Jason may not like this comparison, but they fell the way of the Acclaimed for me, where like they had a really hot streak and then they cooled them down maybe too much, and now it's like, well, we got to figure out what to do with them now. They
mm,
tried to pair him off with Lashley last year, and then Lashley left, and Lashley was the only part of that that formula that was main event or even notable because they had cooled off the Profits so much. But I think it's time we get to the ladder match, guys, because this match was bonkers. It was a 25-minute ladder match for the undisputed WWE title for both the undisputed belt and the Winged Eagle Championship. Cody Rhodes defeating Kevin Owens. I Jason, probably more accurately, Cody almost murdering Kevin Owens in 25 minutes. What
Sure.
thoughts on this match? Favorite spots? I'm sure we're going to talk about two spots very in depth.
Yeah, for me, the it was all in the ending.
Yeah,
I wasn't feeling this match through the entirety of the match. The instead of nowadays when you do a ladder match, we get 4 to 5 different ladder spots kind of throughout that are big
yeah,
ladder spots. They kind of decided to just kind of tease things throughout,
yeah.
and then
They built to
at the
it.
very end, yep, we got those two really big ones that we're going to talk about, and they did bring in the short ladder, which I love,
I
except
love short ladder spots.
when you bring in a short ladder, I want to see like Hornswoggle or I want to see a little person go off the small ladder. So I was a little disappointed there.
Jason's a big El Toro guy.
Yes.
WLC was 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome for Jason. Josh, do you have any like just opening thoughts on the ladder match, and then we'll get into those two kind of finale spots?
yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I think I told you, Ryan, that I thought it was Cody's best title defense since he's been champion. Um,
I threw back
and I
the
know
AJ Backlash match.
you did, which was
Both
fair.
great matches. Yeah,
But I think I'm just a sucker for the shenanigans that can happen in more extreme match types. I mean, I thought like I kind of agree with Jason. There was some, I don't know, some slower parts, but I think overall it was good. I loved that like they interacted with the crowd in the beginning. That
right.
like took was it I guess I don't
Popcorn.
remember who did it. Yeah, like took a beer and threw it in his
Yes,
face
yes.
and
I love that shit.
like took I don't know, like someone's phone and hit him with it or slammed his face into the camera, like called the camera guy over and hit
Yeah,
his face off the camera.
Owens threw
Like there
Cody
was
into the lens. Yeah.
yeah, there was some like fun creative stuff like that, which I'm here for. Um but yeah, I mean, those two spots at the end were absolutely insane.
So
Um,
let's without further ado, let's get into these final spots. The first one was hey, guys, just help me out if I'm forgetting an aspect of this. KO had set up a ladder in the middle of the ring and then had suspended another ladder across the one of the bottom rungs and then the middle rope and had put Cody on it and did one of those well, did he do the power bomb off of it or was it a frog splash onto Cody?
I think you frog splashed him.
Okay,
yeah,
because then Cody pops up off the ladder and then does like a dead man's fall right to the ground, and it was God, Jason, it was gnarly. Like that was a great spot right there.
See, and that's not even that's not the second spot I was talking about. The one I was talking about was where KO took that backdrop onto the corner of the ladder laying in the
that
middle of the
one was
ring.
Oh,
insane. That one was
okay,
like
okay.
cringeworthy, like holy
That
fuck,
was my
Yes.
second
insane.
ladder spot.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that yes. That would That was a great one as well because I remember looking over at the folks I'm watching with, and I'm just like, anyone that tells you wrestling is fake and these guys aren't actually real athletes, why don't they try that and then see if they walk the next
Predetermined.
week? Like, so I mean, KO a complete warrior, and then Josh the last spot. I mean, was fucking insane because
Yeah.
Cody, well, earlier on in the match, KO had set up one of the longer ladders from the announce table to the apron. So it's been sitting there like Chekhov's ladder the entire time. And of course, we know, if the person that sets it up is the person that's gonna go through it for the most part of wrestling history. And Cody gets KO.
Generally the rule.
Cody gets KO into the Alabama Slam position and chucks him the fuck through that ladder. And KO goes head first through a rung of the ladder, busts the ladder in half. And at this point, Sami Zayn is out there ringside doing surprisingly nothing. And Josh, what do you think of this last spot? Because it led to Cody walking up the ladder and just grabbing both titles.
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, like, shout out to KO for taking the fucking bump.
Head first.
Yeah, insane. I mean, head first. He got color during the spot. Like, actually, was he bleeding prior to going through?
Not that I remember.
I don't.
Jason,
I don't think
was he?
so. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So
I
then
think it was from
it
that
was
ladder spot.
it was part of the spot. Yeah. And I mean, they nailed it. He looked like he just got put through the ladder.
His face was
And the
all cut
way,
up and bloody. Yeah.
yeah, and it was cool. It was like a continuation too, because when they did that spot where KO, like, I don't even know what to call it, but like slammed Cody off the suspended ladder.
Yeah.
He took him off the top rope and slammed him off that ladder. And then they kind of called out, that everybody come out and they're like, "Oh, can the match even continue?" Like that whole
That's
thing
when
was,
Sammy came out. Yeah.
yeah, the
That's
the
when Sammy came out.
shenanigans.
Yep.
And then through the thing was nuts. And then KO was just dead.
Yeah, no, it was one of those ladder spots where
Like,
Jason,
like
tell me what you think about this because as we're watching live, not knowing anything really, we had predicted like Sammy might get involved in this match. When KO goes through the ladder, we're like, okay, well, he's dead. And then Cody starts making the walk up the ladder. I'm like, is this where Sammy stops him or is this where Sammy gets involved? And nope, Sammy just stays down by KO, and Cody just walks up the ladder and wins the titles. What did you think of the ending there, Jason?
I I loved the camera work where you saw Cody climbing the ladder, but they left Sammy kind of in the back side of the frame where you could always see him focused as Cody was climbing the ladder. Like I thought the same thing you thought. I was like, oh, he's gonna stop him. He's gonna stop him, or he's gonna try to talk to him, or whatever. And he didn't. Um, Sammy in this whole feud, Sammy is almost like the conscience of the WWE. Um,
Mhm.
he he's there watching. He cares about his best friend KO. He's friends with Cody, but he doesn't get involved. It's not his place. It's not his job. He's letting them. It's almost like if you're the third friend in a when two friends are beefing, you stay out of it. You just kind of hope the best for both of them. But hey, if
Mhm.
you guys get hurt, it is what it is. I was so if you think about it that way, I wasn't shocked that he didn't get involved.
Yeah, and then poor dude, for trying to be a good friend to both companies, got fucking destroyed on Monday Night Raw last
Yep,
night.
I think KO was
That
KO was
package
tired
pile
of him being
driver.
the good guy.
Yeah.
I, Jason, I love what you said there with him being the conscience, with Sammy being the conscience of the WWE, where he's like, I'm always the good guy, like I'm gonna make the right
He
decision. I'm like,
he's always in the middle of everybody's
yeah,
feuds. He's always, and that's the way they've been playing him up with the Jay stuff, the Rollins stuff. Everybody's been saying to him, hey, sorry, I'm gonna have to even the CM Punk match. He's like, hey, I like you, but this is for a spot in the
yeah,
chamber. I'm gonna have to beat you tonight.
yeah. It kind of
So
feels like Sammy is he is the perpetual case of always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but speaking of championships, Cody retains at the Royal Rumble, and then the next match, lot of implications on this one. So, guys, I don't even know how to how to really walk through this Rumble because I feel like so much happened here. Um, maybe let's just start with kind of first impressions, things that jumped out. Of course, this Rumble went. It was the longest Rumble ever. It went an hour and 20 minutes, almost an hour
Hour
and a
20.
half. God,
Yep.
it was insane how long this match went. But it definitely delivered. Jason, what was a thread from this match that you want to tease at before we get to the end of the match?
Well, oh yeah. Before the end, I liked the Ray Penta and then having Gable be third with the
God, it's so
luchador
good.
stuff. I had 4 or 5 people over watching with me, and the funny part was when they did the spot where Penta went out
Yeah,
and both feet didn't touch the floor.
yeah,
We're all 50-50 in the room saying, "Oh no, they touched." And then, and I looked at my buddy and I said, if both feet didn't touch, you're going to get a replay.
yeah.
If both feet touch, they will not show us a replay. And they
No,
didn't show us a replay. So they're
of
really good at
course.
covering up stuff like that. I loved when you got Braun Breaker in there, he comes in and wrecks shop. You get Jacob Fatu in there and he comes in and he wrecks shop. You get
They
a
stared
big
off a
pop
little
for
bit
Joe.
at each other.
You got a little stare off from them. They told a lot of little they gave a lot of little implications throughout the match of what some of your WrestleMania undercard might be. I
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
I love that. I love when they
Um,
use the Rumble for that.
yes, but I think the biggest thing that doesn't really play a part into the end of it was when Drew McIntyre got eliminated.
Oh my
He
God.
looked very pissed off. It was a very unimportant elimination,
Agreed. He got
and
eliminated by
he
Priest.
was by Priest, and that's a do nothing feud. I think there's more for Drew than that. I think we're all pretty big Drew fans,
Yeah,
and we
which is
feel
why I
like
don't
he's
feel like
almost
that
like
was
in
the
that.
plan.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it was the plan, but there was some rumblings that maybe other people were getting their spots in and they went to it a little too quick.
Okay.
And then we didn't see or hear anything about Drew on Monday night. I'm hoping this is just part of a greater angle that we've kind of all talked about in the past, but
Okay.
they don't seem to value Drew the way that three of us do. So I don't know.
Yeah. Josh, what were kind of your initial thoughts of like the first like bit of this match before we got towards the very chaotic and crazy end of it?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll echo Jason. I loved the start. I think I texted you, Ryan, when I was watching it, like, okay, did Penta's feet really not touch? Like,
Yeah.
and I love Penta, so I'm not like shitting on him. But it was, yeah, there was a lot of fun there. Yeah, I have some thoughts for later on, but I mean I enjoyed the match all the way through.
Yeah.
Um,
I just a few things that maybe we didn't tease out as much was Penta was the Iron Man of this match.
yeah, he
Two,
was.
2 feet, however you want to stand on that, whether you're 2 feet gate or 1 foot gate.
It's
And if
because he's
Penta,
so tall. He can't do those spots like Ray can, because Ray's fucking shorter than I am. And so like,
Josh, you really have the ability to big brain this thing and help us understand these concepts.
guys,
Um,
some people are tall and some other people are short. And when
now.
tall guys
Now
try to
let's go
do
over to the
short people
blackboard and
stuff,
we'll show you what Josh means by this. Be like John Madden, like, well, you see, if we go here, then we go there.
this is a ruler.
And if
Ray
Penta
is 5 of these. Penta is
is
six.
5 of these, that's great. I mean, and if a few other guys that lasted the longest in this match, Roman lasted a little over 37 minutes, which I'll be honest, for not being in a Rumble for ever, Roman had a really good showing in this match, and he was part of kind of the crazy oh shit moment towards the end. Jey Uso lasted a long time. Cena, Drew, those guys all lasted in excess of 25 minutes. So Penta got a really good showing. I feel like Braun Breaker really looked like a star here because he got to interact with Roman. He got the big celebrity spot where he speared the fuck out of ISHO Speed, who
Which
again,
made me like Braun Breaker like a bit more.
no,
I've watched that video multiple times and I get joy out of it every fucking time.
It gets better every
yeah, it
time you see
gets
somebody post a
He
different.
like
There's
he
people posting different
destroyed
angles.
he hit that guy like he hit him hard. Like he
so I
And
like I don't know who iShow Speed is. I don't care about YouTubers. I don't care about that shit. I get it. A lot of people watch his stuff. Cool. Awesome. When he came out, I was texting Jason. I think I was texting Jason. I was like, no, fuck, no. I hate this. I don't want this. Yuck, gross. But I will give him his props. Braun Breaker speared the fuck out of him, and he
yeah,
took it like a
yeah,
champ.
he took
Like,
two
and then
bumps. He took two
I
solid
was saying
bumps.
nobody's even talking about after he gets thrown over. Otis catches him, and then he's just like, "Nah,
it
fuck
throws
this
him
kid."
over
And
the
he
table.
Yeah, he
throws him over the top, and he hits
catapults him
the
over the
table and
announce
bumps to
table.
the floor.
Hey,
I was like, "Oh
hey,
shit!"
I feel like, this were the late 90s. Stone Cold would have been in the back and be like, good job, kid. He really
Yeah.
took that. Jacob Fatu had a great showing as well. He got
Yeah.
some FaceTime with Roman, which, I think it was Pat McAfee or Wade Barrett said, that's a WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, they're like
Waiting to
I
happen.
that's a yeah. He was like
A
that's a
future.
future
Yep,
main event. Yeah.
And
and it
cool.
probably is.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Money already spent. At number 15, we said his name and he appeared because we believe in Joe Hendry.
And
Probably
Sheamus believed in him.
the worst kept secret of the Rumble was that Joe Hendry, the current TNA champion, was coming out, and I mean that crowd knew. Alexa Bliss may have gotten the biggest pop of the night, but I think Joe Hendry got the second biggest pop because everyone was here for it. And Joe actually like he looked good. It was in there a little over 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, but I think he looked great. He got some FaceTime with Roman as well. I keep saying FaceTime with Roman because Roman made everybody in this match look good in his
Oh
interaction
yeah,
with them. Um,
absolutely.
uh Jason, any of the other surprises like AJ coming out at number 21, Joe Hendry, what was like were you loving these surprises? Did they add to the match for you in any significant way?
Uh, they were just kind of there. I mean, AJ, it's great to have AJ back, but we all know he's going to slide back into his slot where he's at. He's kind of a good hand on the way out. It was good to see him get a nice little run, but I don't think they're going to do anything huge with him going forward. He's moved over to Raw now. We'll see. I think the rumored match is him and Logan Paul at Mania.
I'm
That'd be great.
not mad
Be a
at
good
it.
little
I think
wrestling
that'll be
match.
great.
But no, no. It's good for where he's at. It'll do big things for Logan Paul. Um, but no, the iShow Speed stuff. I did have my son was running in and out of the room, and he's 11. My buddy's kid was here, who's 7. They both knew who that iShow Speed was, and they both were flipping out because he was in the Rumble.
Oh,
It's
cool.
brilliant on Triple H's part
Oh,
because I mean
absolutely.
you're hooking kids. It's something they're going to be talking about. So it's a
Right.
brilliant marketing move, and
Yeah.
you sub him in for Akira Tozawa, so what?
Yeah, yeah, no, I totally get it. And that's one of those like you're not doing that move because of, because of the wrestling business. You're doing it because of the business. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
that's the truth of that one.
And that spot is viral.
Oh
Like
yeah.
him getting speared is now viral. It's just only brings attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And more eyes is more eyes and it's more dollars and all that. So yeah, totally get it. Not gonna sit here like one of the grumpy basement neckbeards, like, I just don't understand. He didn't pay his dues. It's like, really? A 350 pound guy in his basement talking about paying his dues. Okay, cool. From number 20 to 30, I'm just gonna list this all-star roster of guys. Then we can talk about the finish, starting with that Roman Rollins spot. And number 20, your eventual winner, Jey Uso, comes out. And then we have AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, John Cena, CM Punk. Love that they did them back to back. And then Seth Rollins, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, LA Knight, Logan Paul. Holy murderers row, Batman. That's an awesome lineup. Josh, as we're kind of getting towards the end of this Rumble, as these guys are coming out, Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer, and then and then just solid guys, mid card champions, those guys. Were you kind of feeling like, oh my gosh, we might be headed towards something epic, or did you still have that inevitable like, oh, it's probably Punk still?
No, I mean, I was getting excited and then like I got very disappointed, and I will tell you why.
Hit
I
me with it.
the whole time I was like keeping track, like, okay, I know like this guy, this guy, this guy, they have to be here. So I was like counting down.
Same here. Yep.
I was waiting for one person in particular, and maybe I'm a fool for waiting, but I wanted so bad for Randy Orton's music to hit.
Ooh.
That and like then when I was just like, oh well, the last person's obviously going to be Jake Paul. God damn it! Like it was very disappointing.
Jake Paul or Logan Paul?
Sorry, Logan.
That's
I don't like either of them. Okay, so like the one guy's like
your worst case scenario
wash
would
up
be
marks that I can fight, and the other one's like I can't act. Yeah. Anyway,
Josh's worst case scenario is that someday WrestleMania is main evented by Logan Paul and Braun Breaker.
yeah, I would cheer for Braun Breaker.
Okay.
Hands down. Hands down.
Cut him in half.
I think I made that comment on the show before. Like Logan versus Braun would make me a Braun fan instantly.
Despite all the vitriol you've thrown Braun's way, you're like,
but
nope, that's an
most
easy
of it
one.
is like tongue in cheek. But yeah, so I was disappointed about that. But I think overall it was fun. Yeah, it was a solid line, like you said, all the people coming out. I don't know. I enjoyed all the spots.
So, Jason, we get to this like climactic moment where our final six, like the final six guys in the ring are Roman, Seth, Punk, Paul, Cena, Jey Uso. Like that's an all-star squad right there. But then Roman and Rollins start kind of doing this one-on-one match essentially, and all the other four guys lay out. And it gets to the point where they're on the apron, and then Punk comes in right behind them and eliminates them both. So, Jason, what were you thinking towards the end there as Reigns, Rollins, and Punk all get dumped within like 5 seconds of each other, and we're left with Logan Paul, Cena, and Jay?
When Punk dumped Rollins and Reigns, and you know how strong I thought Punk was going to win this thing, and I think you agreed with me.
I did.
I was like, okay, this is how you get the other contenders out of it. He's got it now. It was when Punk got dumped over that I kind of, like I said, I want to be surprised. I almost kind of giggled. I was like, oh shit, they're not doing what I thought they were going to do. And so then, of course, the first thing my mind turns to is, oh, Cena's going to win. They're going to do the same thing as Charlotte. Got to win number 17, whatever. Yeah. So at that point, like, I was really surprised. And that was the point that, like, I think I got really invested into the match. I kind of dropped all my other focuses and just was staring at the TV waiting for this finish to happen. So,
and it was
bravo to them. I was super happy. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, I agree with you, because we talked about this kind of a rapid reaction after the pay-per-view had gone, where you get to that moment, and I could have seen them, in a weird world going with, Logan Paul. I could have seen them going with Cena. Jay was the last guy I thought they were going to go with, and that is kudos to like not telegraphing it, not making it obvious, but then the second that you're like down to Jay and Cena, you're like, oh my God, what if? And Josh, I mean, you're a Jey Uso guy, Josh. So like, were you sitting there as you're watching it, just like, oh my gosh, this is gonna happen? Or were you like, no, they'll fuck him again. They'll fuck him again.
Yeah, I was going back and forth with myself. So I knew when it came down to Logan, Cena, and Jay that they were ditching Logan next.
Yeah.
I didn't think like if they put him in the WrestleMania like main event at WrestleMania from the Rumble, I would have been like, this is stupid. Like middle fingers to Triple H, terrible idea. Um, so I kind of knew that was coming, but I automatically kind of defaulted like Jason was saying, like, oh, they're gonna do the John Cena bit. Um, but I was glad they didn't, and I was genuinely surprised, and I jumped up off my sofa
So
when
did
it
I.
happened.
I
And
I was telling
yeah.
Josh, I was telling Josh this yesterday, Jason, that immediately I jumped up. I was like, "Oh my God, Jey Uso won the Rumble! Jey Uso won the Rumble!" And like I enjoy Jey, but I wouldn't say like I am a dyed in the wool Jey Uso fan. Like I got nothing against him by any means, but I was so excited, and I was elated that I couldn't call it. And I wasn't one of those dumb fucks that was just like, oh well, they're just gonna do this and they're gonna do this, but then they didn't. And it like his rise made sense. Like, and I get it. He's been Teflon Jey Uso for a long time because Jason and I talked about this. He's lost a lot, but that crowd loves him. They absolutely freaking love him. And if you need any proof that Jey Uso is the right guy for the moment here, look at the reaction that Cleveland gave him the next night. Like that crowd was bought into the Jey Uso business. Not the WrestleMania, like they're hyped for WrestleMania, they're hyped for what happened in the Rumble. They were invested in Jey Uso, the character, and Jey Uso, the man, being the guy in that moment. And eliminating John Cena almost feels like that, not like John Cena is just there to put everybody over because he's been doing that. Like people that like maybe went in with a wrong mindset of like, oh, Cena's just gonna win the Rumble and steamroll people. You know, Cena's been putting everybody over for the last few years. So it kind of like
Mm,
him winning at Elimination Chamber almost makes sense to me because it's like John Cena of all people has fucking earned this. Like
mhm.
nobody has done for WWE what he's done in the last 25 years. Like he's been the guy, the man, the company guy, did everything he had to do, and a lot of the things he didn't have to do. But for Jay to get this spot was fucking awesome. Jason, did you have any thoughts maybe about the win, the Rumble in general? We can kind of wrap up with our thoughts here. I'll throw to you first.
There was one thing in all this that I thought was really brilliant, and
Yeah.
there was one thing I thought was kind of dumb.
Okay.
I with Jay winning, and I don't think they had Jay penciled in to win 6 months ago or whenever this happened 8 months ago. Remember when Jay beat Braun for the IC belt and
Yeah.
then lost it back to him in like a month?
Oh my God.
Mm.
Yes. Like a
That
week
kind
later.
of Yeah, that win kind of diminishes this a little bit for me because
Okay.
this all fed into he can't win the big singles match. And I know that's just the IC belt, but I thought of it.
Hmm.
What I thought they did that was brilliant was this was the all-star Royal Rumble. We
Right.
had 10, 12 guys that you could have legit seen winning.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
the perfect time to pull the rug out from everybody's feet and book Jay to win this.
Absolutely.
And the way the crowd reacts to Jay, it's not a bad move. It feels very much like the Kofi run to Mania and the Bryan Danielson run to
Yes.
Mania. The
Yeah.
fans love him. It's organic. They don't get mad when he loses. They love him just the same.
Right.
But the other thing I thought they did that was kind of brilliant as opposed to what I think they're going to do going forward, everybody that was talking about winning this Rumble and all the promos we've had leading up to the last 2 weeks to the Rumble, everybody was focused on Cody. Oh, I'm coming after. Once
Right.
I win, Cody's the guy in there taking promos with everybody. I'm coming for you. It's just business. I don't hate you, but I got to get mine.
Right.
17th title. Roman and Cody, hey, when I finish this blood and stuff, I'm back to you. Jay, I think, is going to go for Gunther. And
Hmm.
they have that history of, I've toyed with you. I'm a cat. You're just a little mouse. I make you feel like you've almost beaten me, but I'm always in control. And Gunther's been almost non-existent in this run up to the Rumble. He had the promo talking about, he had the match with Jay at Saturday Night's Main Event, beat him.
Right.
He had that promo that was talking about, like, I'm not thinking about the Rumble. I'm not watching the Rumble. Whoever wins isn't going to challenge me. I'm not the easiest guy to go after. They're going to challenge Cody. So I think that was kind of brilliant to play into Jay winning this.
Yeah, I mean, just a quick piggyback on the Gunther of it all. And Josh, then I'd love to have you kind of wrap us up with your final thoughts. When Jay came out on Monday night, just like it's one thing to be an organic fan favorite, but it's another thing to also be the organic fan favorite that moves merch, that is like he is a money maker. If you look in that crowd, you got glasses, you got shirts, you got all that. Like he makes money. So that's another guy where like it's probably easier to put him in this spot because you can make more money with a Jey Uso because he's already been doing it. And you don't have to be like, oh, if we make him champ, will he, can he actually main event shows and stuff? But okay, it's been a long build to get there, but he legitimately is main event Jey Uso. And it's crazy that we're talking about a guy who, like he said on Monday night, I'm just a tag team guy. I'm not a tag team guy anymore. Like, oh, we can't tell you and your brother apart. You know who I am now. And to borrow from Jason's point, Gunther was the perfect foil to all of that because Gunther doesn't care about any of that shit. And WWE does, Jey Uso does, and the fans do. Gunther does not give a flying fuck about t-shirts and yeeting and all that. And I loved that Gunther was basically saying, like Jason said, I've been playing with you. I'm going to put you down like a diseased dog. And WrestleMania is going to be the most violent thing. If you choose me, if you're stupid enough to choose me, WrestleMania, I'll essentially kill you. Like it'll be so violent. And I hope they pay that off. Like I hope Jay beats Gunther in an absolute grueling, bloody mess of a match. And then the crowd gets to celebrate with Jay being a world champion at that point, and then he gets to actually go on like a run of being a babyface champion that the crowd loves to cheer. Josh, what do you think about Jay winning? Do you want him to go after Gunther? Do you want him to go after Cody? What are your thoughts on the Rumble? And then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, well, so I was elated that he won. I'm torn on what direction he should go.
Okay.
I mean, it would be great either way. I think the Gunther route makes sense. It probably makes the most sense, to be honest. But I think there's enough of yeah, okay, but what if I go after Cody? I think that could be fun as well. And one of the things too, I just want to shout out Jay for is like one of my favorite things about Jey Uso is that his gimmick is just himself. Like Jey Uso is just Jey Uso.
Turned up to 11.
And yeah, like maybe slightly like you're saying exaggerated version of himself, but like it's just Jey Uso. And I, as somebody who in general in life, outside of professional wrestling, values authenticity, vulnerability, these kind of things, it makes me like Jay even more to come out and cut the kind of promo he did after he won, all of that. I'm here for it. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens and where he goes with things. I think he deserves the what he's earned. And yeah, I think a Gunther match would be fun. Maybe throw him in a steel cage or something. Make it really meaningful.
Because they've done the singles match. Like
yeah, twice.
I mean, who knows? They could throw a gimmick at it. Maybe like oh God. I mean, can you imagine like an I Quit match? I mean that would be crazy for Mania because you don't really need the extra oomph with that, but something like that would just be absolutely nuts, bonkers. Guys, this has been a hell of a lot of fun. I am just gonna pull up here real quick. We are coming back the week after the AEW Revolution show. We're gonna do kind of the Elimination Chamber, Revolution, that kind of stuff. Middle of March, Jason. And then we'll do some WrestleMania previews. We got a few things coming up here. And of course, as WrestleMania season amps up, we're gonna get more when our bigger AEW shows coming our way. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna try to maybe get a few guest people on these episodes. I think that'll be a good time. Hopefully you enjoy the road to WrestleMania. We'll check in a little bit. Jason, Josh, any final thoughts for people before Jason reminds us what wrestling is really all about?
Yeah, one more thing real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I hope they don't do this Jay Gunther match a disservice. It needs the main event one of the two nights.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing I'm scared of is if Jay picks Gunther, it opens night 1 or it opens night 2. If you're not the last match, you want to be the first match. But to make this feel like Jay winning that Rumble was important, and it was, it needs to main event one of these two shows. So I hope they follow through with that.
And he's main event Jey Uso. So
yeah,
exactly.
Putting him on anywhere but last will feel like a
less than.
Okay, why the fuck we've been building towards this then?
Yep.
Couldn't agree more. Josh, any final thoughts for people?
Yeet.
J Patty out. Our current reigning, defending head of the table, tribal chief, undisputed, all those things. Our predictions champion by 1 fucking point. Our predictions champion, Jason Luck, is here to remind everybody, wrestling fans and jabronis alike, what wrestling is really all about.
Wrestling's supposed to be fun, man. Just enjoy wrestling and enjoy my reign.
The reign of terror continues.
Reign of terror.
Oh my gosh, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Thank you for checking out this bonus episode on the ATV feed. Give us a rating, review, all that fun stuff if you're so generous and willing to do that. And we will see you down the road where we talk more wrestling, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time about that. So adios, everybody. Orale.
Deuces.
Yeet.